All right, I want to bring in Dennis McConaghy, former energy executive. Dennis, good morning. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So the Prime Minister said that there is a real potential for pipelines during that meeting yesterday. How do you see this playing out? Is it only a matter of time before there is a pipeline in the east or the west?
Well, let's just review the basic facts here. Alberta has the capacity to probably increase its oil sands derived oil production over the next decade, maybe by as much as 1 million barrels. So that begs the question of how is that going to get to market and what market is it going to go to? So I do expect there to be a drive for more export infrastructure coming out of Alberta. And of course, a resurrection of the Northern Gateway project, which really means using the existing right-of-way that LNG Canada created to Kitimat, is going to be most likely, from an Alberta perspective, the project they want to see become that incremental pipeline project. So I think, yes, there is the potential to do that. There's also the potential to revive KXL, but that is probably not what is implied by Carney's demand for resilience and increasing sovereignty. So there is the potential. And I would make one other point. Within that is the set of demands that Alberta has of the Carney government on emissions. And it is alluded to by Carney's desire to have this incremental oil pipeline filled with decarbonized oil. That really means trying to find ways of either taking the emissions related to incremental production and putting them in the ground, or buying enough offset credits and adding that to the cost, all of which makes this still a very difficult negotiation going forward. But at least the economic fundamentals of an incremental project are there if private sector money is prepared to take the risk of dealing with these governments.
Speaking of negotiations, there is, of course, a duty to consult with Indigenous groups. How will that be handled?
Well, I think I'm actually reasonably confident on that front. I think the private sector has shown that it knows how to actually create opportunities for both Aboriginal investment, other related benefits. I'm not fundamentally concerned that won't be doable, because most of those parties, if, for instance, we're going to build an oil pipeline to Kitimat, have already participated in significant benefit agreements and related investment positions in LNG Canada. I think some of that can be replicated. I'm actually less concerned about that in the specifics of that potential project.
What about Bill C-69?
Well, it is a problem, and it is an adamant demand of Alberta that it be repealed. That is essentially the same demand of the private sector. We probably don't have the time to go into all the specifics of that, but that will require a significant overhaul to de-risk the Canadian regulatory process. And much of that relates to the climate tests that are embedded in that legislation, as well as the basic time to get an irrevocable decision out of the political side for this project. So it will require fundamental change, that is still one of Alberta's basic demands. It's one of the industry's demands, and Carney himself has alluded to change, but whether those two get to a place where the project to take on even the risk of trying to get the approval is de-risked enough is an open question.
Dennis McConaghy is a former energy executive. Thanks again for chatting with us this morning.
Thank you.